This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Glad to have you with us on this Wednesday, halfway through the work week. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
Yeah, we're there already. I'm Ray Collins. It is July the 12th, and Josh Stone is here one more day in for John Scalzi. And then tomorrow you can sleep right in, Josh.
That's right, but no, I've trained my body to be on the schedule, so I think I'm going to be set for the rest of the week.
Well, come on back in and make coffee for us then.
Yeah, right. There you go. Make good use out of my time. Anyway, you know what? It's a little bit cooler than yesterday. Yesterday morning we were around 76 degrees, just 2 degrees off the mark for this morning. Right now, it's a comfortable 74 degrees outside with fair conditions. 72 is the dew point, so it's possible maybe inland areas there's maybe some development of some fog, so we want to look out for that. So anyway, we will get more on the forecast in just a little bit. Back to you guys.
All right, talk to you soon. There's the scene right now. First off, north of the river, up in northern Manatee County around Memphis. Ever been to Memphis?
Not that Memphis.
There it is. Don't go there today. Some traffic issues heading through there. Sarasota County checking all clear right now. And then farther south, we'll check into that map area. Wide open at 5:02 on your Wednesday morning.
Topping our news this morning, some Holmes Beach residents are fired up over a pair of boat canopies that they say is blocking their view.
The issue is where the city has placed a fire rescue boat and a police boat. Our Rick Adams tells us what's next.
These are the two boat canopies that has changed the view for Robin Kinkopf and some other residents of the West Bay Point and Moorings condos. Up until last November, she had a clear view of the waterfront at Watson's Bayou.
It makes you sick to your stomach. You look out your window and you want to cry because you bought for this peaceful view and now you have boats, canopies, lights right in your view.
Those boats belong to the West Manatee Fire Rescue District and the Holmes Beach Police Department. In addition to the two canopies, boat lifts were installed at the dock, which is at the city-owned 63rd Street boat ramp. It's not a view that Teresa Dickinson and her husband are happy with. Their condo rental is in direct view of the dock and everything else that now goes with it.
We're paying a pretty penny to live here and to have the beauty, and our beauty is looking at the canopy, so it's frustrating.
Residents tell us there is also a spotlight that consistently goes on and off at nighttime around the boat area. For Robin Kinkopf and for others who own their condos, they are very concerned that these boat lifts and canopies will dramatically lower their property value.
Nobody asked you if it could happen. Nobody told you it was going to happen. When you asked about it, they told you that they were not going to get in your line of view. And next thing you know, they're right in your face.
Kinkopf and others from the West Bay condos are hopeful that this can soon make its way in front of city commissioners. On Holmes Beach, I'm Rick Adams, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
A tragic turn for one Orlando family as the Manatee County Sheriff's Office investigates the drowning death of a toddler at an Anna Maria Island vacation home. Deputies say they were called to a home on Sycamore Avenue around 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon. They attempted to save the life of the victim, who was a 2-year-old little girl, until EMS arrived. That girl was transported to Blake Medical Center, where she was pronounced dead. Deputies say the girl was inside with her siblings and her mother, but was later discovered missing. The incident does appear to be an accident. An update now on a fatal boating accident in the Gulf that took the lives of a Sarasota family. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission releasing these photos of the sunken sailboat found on the bottom of the Gulf. Last year, the Kimberly family headed south from Sarasota Bay to Fort Myers on their 29-foot sailboat, but never arrived. The Coast Guard launching a massive search effort, finding a field of debris 33 miles off the coast of Sanibel Island. Among the debris, they found the bodies of 45-year-old Ace Kimberly and his daughter Rebecca. The two boys, 15-year-old Donnie and 13-year-old Roger, were never found. In all, the Coast Guard covered more than 27,000 miles searching for that family.
Several Suncoast residents have been charged with animal cruelty this week. An anonymous tip about alleged deplorable conditions on Windburn Place in East Sarasota led to the arrest of Benjamin and Wendy Watson. Both are charged with animal cruelty. Neighbors say there were signs of hoarding inside the home.
Smell it, and I already bleached. So imagine how this was smelling. The animals were not eating, there was no water, There's a kitty still around here that is dying for food.
In a separate case, this man, Ramon Gonzalez, was charged by the sheriff's office, also with animal cruelty. Detectives found miniature horses and ponies malnourished. Gonzalez agreed to surrender all his livestock, and new homes have since been found for those animals.
Governor Rick Scott made a stop on the Suncoast yesterday to announce his increased efforts to stop the ongoing opioid epidemic. He passed a new bill that would classify fentanyl as a Schedule I narcotic. This would now make it a first-degree felony to unlawfully possess 10 grams or more of fentanyl, which is a drug that is considered 100 times more potent than heroin. Drug dealers could also be charged with murder if a customer overdoses and dies. And while many say the bill is a step in the right direction, some lawmakers think more needs to be done. In Palm Beach County, the vice mayor is looking into potentially suing pharmaceutical companies for deceptive marketing.
The fentanyl bill certainly is in response to the drugs that are on the street, but we need to start looking at why the drugs are on the street.
In 2016, there were 592 overdoses in Palm Beach County alone, costing the city a pretty penny in 911 calls.
As the Atlanta Braves get closer to making the West Villages their new spring training home, some top officials in Northport are wondering how the city will be affected financially. City commissioners have asked staff to conduct a study to see how much the city will end up paying with the new stadium. The city of Northport has committed to paying $300,000 for the next 30 years for their part of the stadium. To determine how much everything is going to cost them, commissioners have asked staff to put together a study. While some are concerned about the costs, others believe it'll be a positive ripple effect.
Say the Brave Stadium reflects 60 new full-time employees. Well, those employees trickle down and create other new jobs and other new businesses, and the model can capture that as well.
We'll take a closer look at these major funding concerns next hour here on Good Morning Suncoast. Northport Police warning drivers about a new traffic pattern now. A new four-way stop at the intersection of South Biscayne Drive and Northport Boulevard is now in place. City officials say they recently conducted a traffic study because of the high volume of traffic in that area. They say the new intersection and stop signs will help keep everybody safer. It happened last weekend to me. Went to the beach, Siesta Key, could not find any parking. Circled for a while and left.
It's a story we all know.
Yes,
all too well.
And now it's back in the news this morning.
That's right. After hearing some complaints from residents that nothing is being done to fix it, Sarasota County is now looking at possible solutions to solve those parking problems. Our Jess Dowdrick has more.
In the last 3 years, 178 new parking spots were added to Siesta Key, 143 at Siesta Beach, and another 35 at Turtle Beach. However, most beachgoers you ask will say it's not nearly enough.
It's such a beautiful place to come and visit, but it leaves a bad taste in your mouth because it's such a struggle trying to find a place to leave your car for a while.
On holidays, the parking lots fill up before 9 a.m. The saving grace has been the shuttles, taking people back and forth to parking lots further from the beach. But even shuttles only do so much.
I just cannot believe the sheer amount of car. It is just mind-boggling.
Sarasota County commissioners seem to agree with the public. Something needs to change. Locals seem to consent. A parking garage on the Key isn't an option.
If anybody wants to build several large, big parking structures, they will witness my demise proposing that.
You don't want to take away from the beauty of the area.
There is the option of a parking garage off of the Key, something County Commission discussed. Then a shuttle would bus visitors to the beach.
I think I'd be for it. Yeah. I mean, honestly, more parking, the better.
Then there's the other obvious option, drivers paying to park.
I would take a very small area and make it pay. And I think over time, people will realize that the only way to get a parking space is going to be to pay something for it, and they will be willing to do so.
Drivers aren't sold on that idea.
Depends how much it would Depends be. How much, yeah, I guess it depends how much. Because we come here a lot, so I mean, it'd be a lot. Yeah. If it's more like not an hourly thing, but like just like you pay $5 for the whole day. Yeah, no, that'd be nice.
Jess Dowdrick, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you so much, Jess. Well, the City of Venice has approved a new fire fee. The council passed the measure unanimously. It would require City of Venice residents to pay an additional few $100s a year in taxes. For years, the department has struggled with being underfunded, but the City Council hopes this new fee will add enough money to bring the department up to par.
We have scarce resources, and at this particular time, we've decided that we really need to reinvest in the fire department. They need new equipment, and they have been ignored for a couple of years.
The city is dropping the millage rate, hoping it'll help defer some of the added costs for the fire department.
New College of Florida, once again being recognized for its affordable academic excellence. Fisk Guide to Colleges ranks New College as a Best Buy college. It's one of only 20 public colleges in the country to make this list and has been on the list since 2003.
This gives sort of a real legitimacy to that, and to be recognized for doing that is something we're very proud of. And it means a lot, not just to us, but I think to our students who go here, because it makes them have the kind of pride in knowing that they've made a really great decision going to New College.
The guide says that New College students praise the attention they receive from professors and that most classes have less than 20 students. Happening today, the cybersecurity company CopyStrong is holding a coding competition, a hiring event at the SRQ Cyber Command Center right next to us on North Orange Avenue. The competition will consist of 40 highly qualified applicants who will be required to demonstrate an advanced ability to code and develop creative solutions to problems. 10 of the 40 taking part will advance to the final round of competition, where the first and second place winners will be offered employment with CopyStrong. Boy, one competition not for me, I'll tell you.
I know. It's always mind-boggling how amazing it is. People that can code and do all those technology things. I can't do that.
I bet he could do it.
It's a different language. I'm in my little weather world. I'll stick with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to code Mother Nature is hard enough. Anyway, we've been trying to figure this out for the last week or so. What's going to happen here in the tropics? What's going to happen with this afternoon sea breeze? And, well, we've gotten it right with the storms every afternoon. Could we see more of that today? We'll let you know.
All right, thank you so much, Josh. Still ahead, we'll take a look at one amazing Suncoast woman inspiring others across our area.
And later in the hour, the Olympics may come back to this country. We'll tell you which city stands to host it for a third time. That story at 5:34. Stay with us. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Explore amazing merchants on the Suncoast. Find great prices, products, and services. Go to mysuncoast.com to buy local today.
Wednesday to you. I'm meteorologist Josh Stone in for John Scalzi today. He'll be back tomorrow. It is hump day. We finally made it to hump day, and that means 2 more days until Friday. We walk out to temperatures like this in the low to mid 70s right now. It's 74 in Sarasota, while it is 73 in Punta Gorda. Factor the dew point, which is in the lower 70s, and it's possible that some of our areas are experiencing some patchy fog this morning, so look out for that for your morning commute. But low 70s around the peninsula on this Wednesday morning, showing the dew point. So looks like we're going to have, once again, sticky conditions. Afternoon showers and storms will be the case again today. The rain chance actually does increase with the remnants of a tropical system coming our way. And then let's talk about the tropics, because right now they're tame, which is good news. And speaking of tame, the radar is also very quiet as well. That's not going to be the case later this afternoon. We all know what happened on Monday afternoon and Tuesday afternoon, and looks like a similar situation could develop for our Wednesday afternoon. But right now, everything looking very quiet at this time. So let's put the futurecast into motion. You see generally these clouds and showers move from east to west, because that's our pattern right now. We have more of a dominant easterly wind, and when the sea breeze develops in the afternoon off the west coast, sea breeze can't make it that far inland, so the easterly wind has that convergence right here, and then we have the showers and storms more towards the coast. About a 40 to 50% chance today, then we get to do it again tomorrow, and then you see more clouds start to come in from the southeast, and that's the remnants of Tropical Depression number 4 that's going to help increase our rain chance on Friday and into the weekend. Well, it's just after 2 o'clock in the morning here in Phoenix. It's 90 degrees for them right now. We're at a very comfortable 74 here along the Suncoast. Some shower activity up here in the northern Midwest, but everywhere else looks pretty good. Here's the remnants of that tropical depression number 4 that's coming in from the southeast to help increase our rain chance. And the tropics right now are quiet, which is not unusual because we're in mid-July. Once we get into the August month, latter part of August and September, things start to ramp up, so we'll have to look at that pretty closely. For the tides today, the high tide will be at 2:31 p.m. Beach and boating forecast, east-northeasterly wind 10 knots, seas at 2 feet with a light chop. Your high today, lower 90s, increasing clouds, and there's your rain chance increasing over the weekend. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Josh. Taking a look at traffic in Manatee County, biggest slowdowns really on 301 heading northbound. Also, State Road 70 as you're heading towards 301, so keep that in mind if you typically take that route on your morning commute. As we head into Sarasota County, normal slowdowns on Bee Ridge Road, Clark Road, and Fruitville Road. Also some slowdowns on 41. I-75 looking clear as we head into South County. Pretty quiet throughout that area. Good news, no accidents at 519 on your Wednesday morning.
Well, there's an expression, we often don't know how strong we are until we're put to the limits.
That's very true. And today's amazing Suncoast woman went through some dark days, but her courage and determination not to give up filled her family with pride. Our Linda Carson has more.
Amanda Broad is from upstate New York, and that's where she met her husband, Lance.
At a bar.
Lance's job brought them to Northport 12 years ago, and then
I felt this lump on my left side, and I didn't know. I thought I was doing a lot of working out. I thought maybe it was just another new muscle.
Her doctor advised a lumpectomy.
When that came back, I was diagnosed with stage 2 very aggressive cancer.
She had chemo and radiation, but
exactly 2 years to the date of my last chemo treatment, I had went for a a mammogram. Mammogram came back, I had 4 tumors growing in my right side.
So she had a double mastectomy, but it was her breast reconstruction that devastated her.
I wasn't comfortable. They were too heavy, they were too large. I love to sleep on my stomach and I couldn't.
But her original plastic surgeon ignored her complaints, so her doctor sent her to Dr. David Yan with the Gulf Coast Medical Group.
She was having a lot of problems associated with it. She was very uncomfortable. She felt very disproportionate. She felt that her implants were way too large for her frame.
At first, she just wanted the implants removed, but Dr. Yan offered another option.
He said, I can make them smaller, softer, smoother. You won't have the rippling.
And he did everything he promised.
My GP that recommended me, she was impressed with them. I've been told they look 100% better. So I am very happy, and it's June and I'm sleeping on my stomach.
Dr. Yan shares her joy.
That's a nice thing about this kind of job, where you can do something for someone and get them to feeling normal again. And, you know, relatively speaking, their new normal is something fantastic because they've been suffering for so long.
And Amanda's husband is so proud of her.
She was afraid of a needle when I first met her. And now, I mean, she's just amazing. There's nothing that you could give her the worst news in the world and she'll know how to cope with it. This has made her the strongest person I've ever seen.
Her life lesson?
Just keep on going and know that, you know, you only get one life. And do what you want in your dreams, because you never know what day is going to bring the next. So wake up and do what you can and enjoy every minute of it.
And now Amanda has finished her treatment, and she and Lance are off for a 20th wedding anniversary celebration. And this amazing woman has a wonderful life ahead of her. Linda Carson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Funny how adversity brings wisdom to many of us, right?
Very true.
Hopefully, yeah. 5:22, still ahead in Good Morning Suncoast. We'll tell you how a NASA engineer has created the world's biggest and most powerful super soaker.
And coming up at 5:30, more on the investigation of that deadly plane crash in Mississippi that claimed the lives of all 16 service members on board. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
Pretty shot of the Ringling Causeway, built about 14 years ago. A little controversial before it was built. Some didn't want it, some did, but many now say it's a beautiful signature span across the Sarasota Bay.
That's right. I love taking some afternoon runs across that bridge. They're very efficient.
Yeah.
You run halfway up it. You got to walk the other half because it is too hard.
I always feel so close to traffic when I'm up there.
Yeah.
Though, you know, I know there's a wall, but it still feels like the cars are going fast.
All right, 5:25 this morning, and Facebook is launching ads on its messaging services around the world.
And that could be good for the company's bottom line. ABC's Diane Macedo and Candace Gibson have Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Facebook's plan to monetize Messenger.
The social media site will soon roll out ads in its Messenger app. The service had been testing ads in just Australia and Thailand, but now they'll begin appearing in all countries.
And Microsoft is saying goodbye to Windows Phone. After 3 years of updates and plenty of patches, Microsoft is abandoning Windows Phone 8.1.
Windows currently powers only about 1 out of every 300 smartphones on the market today.
All right, so forget about getting into a water gun fight with this guy, former NASA engineer Mark Rober. He's the proud creator of the world's largest super soaker.
It can fire water at more than 270 miles per hour. Instead of using pressurized air to fire like the toy version, Rober's uses pressurized tanks of nitrogen gas. It fires hard enough to slice a watermelon. Easily breaks those wine glasses.
Those are your Tech Bites. Wow.
Tech Bites. Brought to you by Safelite Auto Glass.
When you schedule with Safelite Auto Glass, you get time for more life. This family wanted to keep the game going.
Hey, Mom, one more game?
With Safelite, you get a text when we're on our way. You can see exactly when we'll arrive.
Sure. Bring it.
I'm Michael with Safelite,
Thanks for coming. It's right over here.
giving you a few more minutes for what matters most.
Take care. Bye. Safe Flight Repair, Safe Flight Replace.
Introducing new Parodontax, the toothpaste that helps prevent bleeding gums. If you spit blood when you brush or floss, you may have gum problems and could be on the journey to much worse. Help stop the journey of gum disease. Try new Parodontax toothpaste.
At Panera, a salad is so much more than one thing. More than one flavor, or texture, or color. A good, clean salad is so much more than green. And with Panera Catering, more for your event. Panera, food as it should be.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get 1 more free. Call today.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-747-0618. 800-747-0618.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, It's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m. on ABC 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
This half hour on Good Morning Suncoast, the president's son explains why he met with a Russian attorney before the election. He says he thought he'd get a fresh insight against Hillary Clinton.
Plus, the Senate is getting a shortened summer break this year as they continue working on health care efforts.
And $47 flights between Punta Gorda and North Carolina. Tray tables up. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
And good morning. You're excited about those flights?
I was too excited. Can't even keep a straight face right now.
Moved here from North Carolina, so you're going to be flying back for $47.
So.
One way from Punta Gorda.
Sounds good to me.
But the baggage is $1,000 each. That's the trade-off.
Okay,
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Welcome back, folks. 5:31. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Let's check in with meteorologist Josh Stone, who's in for John Scalzi. Josh, I heard so much thunder yesterday when I was getting ready for bed. I thought I wasn't going to be able to go to sleep. I thought I was going to have to use earplugs.
It was loud, too, and with the cloud cover, it just intensified the sound because the clouds kind of trapped that rumble. And I saw a flash of light yesterday afternoon, heard the sound of thunder, and it just amplified. It seemed like 8-10 seconds of this rumbling and shaking. It was pretty crazy. But yeah, that's the time of year we're in right now is summertime in Florida. We have these afternoon thunderstorms, and some of them can produce some cloud-to-ground lightning that can be pretty strong. All right, let's check out the current temperature right now, 74 degrees, fair conditions. The radar is quiet now, but later on this afternoon, we're expected to see more showers and storms. I have more on this and the tropics in a few minutes. With that, you guys.
All right, talk to you soon. State Road 70 showing some buildup already, particularly in the eastbound lanes just after 301. Farther south now on the maps into Sarasota County. Looks like it'll build up on University, heading toward the diverging diamond and toward Cooper Creek up there. And South County all clear at 5:33 on your Wednesday morning.
Topping our news this half hour, Donald Trump Jr. in his meeting with a Russian lawyer that's got Capitol Hill buzzing.
The president's son is speaking out for the first time about that encounter and his release of emails that outline plans to get dirt on Hillary Clinton and help his father win. ABC's Janae Norman has the latest reaction from Capitol Hill.
Donald Trump Jr.'s emails. For some on Capitol Hill, the fire where there's already smoke.
This is moving into perjury, false statements, and even into potentially treason.
Donald Trump Jr. was openly salivating about the prospect of getting damaging information from the Russians. It is certainly evidence of collusion.
The emails released by Trump Jr. show on June 3rd of last year, acquaintance Rob Goldstone told him the Crown Prosecutor of Russia offered to provide the Trump campaign with some official documents and information that would incriminate Hillary and her deals with Russia and would be very useful to your father. This is obviously very high level and sensitive information, but is part of Russia and its government's support for Mr. Trump. Minutes later, Trump Jr. responded, "Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. If it's what you say, I love it, especially later in the summer."
Is that evidence that the Trump campaign then knew that Russia was trying to interfere?
No, I don't think so. No.
On Fox News' Hannity, Trump Jr. maintained the meeting was much ado about nothing, but saying,
"In retrospect, I probably would have done things a little differently."
And just 2 weeks after that meeting at Trump Tower, he dismissed suggestions the Trump campaign had anything to do with Russia.
It's disgusting. It's so phony. I can't think of bigger lies, but that exactly goes to show you what the DNC and what the Clinton camp will do. They will lie and do anything to win.
And from the White House, a short statement from the president saying, "My son is a high-quality person, and I applaud his transparency." But the New York Times says Trump Jr. only released the emails after learning of their plans to release them. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Meanwhile, GOP lawmakers will be getting a shortened summer break this year. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is pushing the August recess to the third week of the month. It all comes amid the Senate GOP's stalled effort to repeal and replace Obamacare and a push by rank-and-file Republicans to stay in Washington to address unfinished business. McConnell says they need more time to work on health care reform.
We will be here. We've got the defense authorization. We've got the debt ceiling. We've got the FDA user fee and other important legislation that we need to address, and we simply, as a result of all this obstructionism, don't have enough time to address all of these issues between now and the originally anticipated August recess.
McConnell is shifting blame for a lack of progress on those items, saying they had been, quote, mindlessly stalled by Democrats.
Los Angeles and Paris might be a step closer to once again hosting the Summer Olympics. The International Olympic Committee approved plans yesterday to award the 2024 and 2028 games at a meeting in September. IOC officials will now work on reaching agreements with both LA and Paris. If successful, it would mark the third time each city has hosted the Olympics. Los Angeles previously hosted in 1932 and 1984, and Paris in 1900 and 1924. In other news now, these might be the cheapest flights you've heard of in a while. There's a new service starting between Punta Gorda and Concord, North Carolina. It'll only cost $47 per person. You can go for the day. Concord is not too far from Charlotte. The flights will go 3 times a week between Charlotte County and the Tar Heel State. You pack your bags?
Oh, yeah. I got to get all my friends down here. I'm sure I'll be seeing lots of people trying to come down here to Florida.
Yeah, good deal.
All right. Well, the investigation continues today after a deadly military plane crashes into a soybean field in Mississippi, claiming the lives of all 16 service members on board.
As ABC's Maggie Rowley tells us, investigators still aren't sure what caused that crash.
It's one of the deadliest military aviation accidents in recent memory. A Marine Corps cargo plane crashed into a field just north of Jackson, Mississippi on Monday, killing all 15 Marines and 1 Navy corpsman on board.
Crackling noise. Is it something? Then it was all over, but it was loud.
The servicemen were based at Stewart Air National Guard Base in Newburgh, New York. They were flying out of North Carolina when their flight disappeared off radar over Mississippi. Witnesses say they heard a loud boom around 4 in the afternoon. Then the plane began corkscrewing to the ground.
We don't want nobody out there. Yeah, fuel everywhere, so.
An eyewitness describes what he thinks is ammunition from the aircraft exploding after the crash.
All you hear, bow, 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 bow.
Local emergency crews say wreckage was found at least 5 miles away, suggesting the aircraft was at a high altitude when something went wrong. The crew was on a KC-130, known as a cargo workhorse in the military, a plane with a strong safety record, leaving investigators scrambling to figure out what could have caused such a reliable plane to drop out of the clear skies.
Everything is going to be looked at, and if there's lessons that can be learned, they will be implemented.
A Marine Corps spokesperson said the plane experienced a mishap, but provided no further details. Maggie Rowley, ABC News, New York.
President Trump's Commission on Election Fraud is now telling states to hold off on providing detailed voter information in the face of increasing legal challenges. The commission had given states until July 14th to provide data, including names, birth dates, and partial Social Security numbers. But in an email earlier this week, the panel's designated officer told states to hold off until a judge rules on a lawsuit filed by the Electronic Privacy Information Center in Washington. The American Civil Liberties Union has filed similar lawsuits in Florida, Washington, and New Hampshire. Meanwhile, 17 states and the District of Columbia are refusing to comply, while many others, including right here in Florida, plan to provide limited publicly available information.
In the meantime, candidates are already fundraising for next year's race for governor in Florida. Agriculture Commissioner Adam Putnam raised more than $2 million last month. In fact, he's raised $15 million so far to date. The 3 leading Democratic contenders have yet to reach half that amount, and one reason was last month an FBI investigation into the city of Tallahassee. It might be causing a slowdown for Democratic Mayor Andrew Gillum's fundraising efforts. Over $300 million worth of unclaimed property in Florida was returned to its owners last year. The state's chief financial officer says the highest one-year return in the 56-year history of Florida's unclaimed property program. More than 500,000 payments were made. Once a safe deposit box has been abandoned for years, banks send the contents to a state vault in Tallahassee, where items are held for another 2 years before being auctioned off.
Spending money, that's to buy the new dryer you've been looking for, or a stereo system, or to make a payment that you needed to pay, or buy some medicine. And that's great for the economy of the Florida, and it's very good thing for the citizens who receive the funds.
More than 13 million accounts, totaling $1.5 billion, remain unclaimed. It is estimated that 1 in 5 Floridians have some type of unclaimed property.
Some good news for fishermen now. Under new rules from Florida Fish and Wildlife, you can still catch great triggerfish in the Gulf of Mexico, but you can only do it for a limited time. FWC has approved a limited fall season and other conservation measures, such as limiting the recreational bag limit from 2 fish to 1 per person and increasing the size limit from 14 to 15 inches in length. Fishermen exceeded last year's quota, so commission staff are reopening the fishing for a limited fall season. And SeaWorld Orlando is now offering up-close tours of its killer whales, where visitors can hear stories from trainers and are educated about the habits of orcas. During the 45-minute killer whale up-close tour, visitors can watch husbandry demonstrations and learn the whale's health care and feeding habits. However, reservations are required for those tours, which cost about $79 per person and are not included in your regular admission ticket. The company has ended orca shows and stopped breeding orcas as well.
Happening today, if you donate at least $5 to Manatee County's Meals on Wheels program, you'll receive a Macy's Savings Pass. As part of the Macy's Shop for a Cause Charity Challenge, anyone who makes a donation of $5 or more will get an exclusive electronic 25% savings pass at Macy's. Your donation also helps Meals on Wheels the chance to win an additional $100,000 grand prize from Macy's. To make a donation and get that coupon, just go to mysuncoast.com and click on links we mentioned. While you're there, feel free to check out our also our pages as well, mysuncoast.com.abc7. We also have individual pages now as well. We'd love to hear from you. This has certainly spurred some nice viewer interaction, so please feel free to write to us and tell us how much you like Jacqueline's dress or whatever.
Definitely. Hey, I'll take all the compliments I can get. But yesterday was actually All-American Pet Day. I got lots of pictures of people sending in their pictures of their dogs and their cats, and so many pictures. It was so great. They're so cute.
Our news director had a very cute dog.
Oh,
she
yes.
sent a picture in.
Yep, she did. Donner and what's the other one? I forgot.
Dasher?
Donner and Dasher.
Anyway, talking about the weather, we have some interesting things developing in the tropics, actually. And could any of that affect us anytime soon? We'll let you know coming up.
All right, thanks, Josh. Still ahead, why are pregnancy numbers down in recent years?
We'll tell you why the risks of pregnancy are changing and making couples think of other ways to have children. Up next in Health Smart.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
For the last 18 years, Samantha's Friends has been assisting people along the Suncoast who have been challenged by catastrophic illnesses or affected by autism obtain a service canine. We need your help. Please show your support by attending our annual Celebrity Gala brunch and fundraiser. Call Sammy Lee at 941-448-8558 for more information.
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window. Do you feel safer with this or this? You'll be proud too.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get 1 more free. Call today.
Explore amazing merchants on the Suncoast. Find great prices, products, and services. Go to mysuncoast.com to buy local today.
Okay, give me 2:15 to give you the weather, and we're going to get through it here. Mid-70s right now is the current temperature. The radar is very quiet because we have dry air aloft right now. But this will change this afternoon. The dry air will move out into the Gulf of Mexico, and then more moisture will come in to help stir up the atmosphere to bring us more shower activity. But the radar right now is quiet. And here's what's going on. We have an area of high pressure in the northern Gulf of Mexico, works clockwise. All right, so that's helping to steer that easterly wind around it, and that's the dominant feature here. So when the sea breeze develops off the west coast here, we have the convergence more along the coastline instead of inland, like it has been doing maybe a few weeks ago. But now, all the activity, and our futurecast shows this, takes place here along the coast. And this is going to be the case this afternoon, like we had yesterday and Monday afternoon, and then we get to do it again for Thursday as well. And then the clouds will increase. More moisture comes in from the southeast thanks to a tropical wave that will be moving into the area to help increase that rain chance by Friday. Tropics are heating up actually, but not in the Atlantic. Here in the Pacific, off the coast of Mexico, we have a tropical storm Eugene that's moving into the open waters here, and also a new tropical depression just formed over here, but that's for the Pacific and not the Atlantic Basin or anywhere near us. So that's good news. All right, for the airport delays, nothing doing here. Atlanta, LaGuardia, Chicago, Charlotte, all clear. And looking at the tropics, quiet in the Atlantic, but there is the remnant of tropical depression number 4 that's going to be coming our way to intensify the rain chance as we get into Friday. High tide at 2:31 p.m. Beach and boating forecast, east-northeasterly wind at 10 knots. Seas at 2 feet, light chop in the bays. High today topping out in the low 90s, and the rain chances we discussed earlier will increase as we get into the weekend. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Josh. Taking a look at traffic, pretty quiet throughout Manatee County. Just a few slowdowns on State Road 70 heading towards the interstate. But as we head into Sarasota County, not a whole lot going on throughout that area as well. Pretty quiet. Looks like a little bit of a slowdown on Clark Road as you head towards I-41 rather. And in South County, again, quiet throughout that area. 549 on your Wednesday morning. 4 million. That's the number of babies born to U.S. moms every single year.
And how safe is pregnancy? Here's ABC's Janae Norman.
Pregnancy is a time of excitement and all too often a tense time as well. For moms-to-be, pregnancy is not a risk-free proposition, and now an updated report suggests that pregnancy-related death rates have not improved in the past decade. The American College of Obstetrics and Gynecologists comparing pregnancy deaths between 2006 and 2010 to those seen between 2011 and 2013 found the rates to be essentially the same. Some good news. The rates of death from hemorrhage, pregnancy-related high blood pressure, and anesthesia complications all declining since the early 2000s. But that's more than offset by the higher cardiovascular disease and other illnesses women have before they're pregnant. As more and more pregnant women in the U.S. suffer chronic medical conditions or are obese, it makes pregnancy riskier. You know the airline message, put your own mask on before you help others. Focus on your health before getting pregnant to make sure that your pregnancy is as risk-free as possible. With this Medical Minute, I'm Janae Norman.
It is 5:50. Up next, your local news headlines. And why are all of these beachgoers holding hands in the surf?
We'll show you how strangers came together to save lives after this.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Rose takes her volunteering for Tidewell Hospice very seriously. But she knows how to have fun, too. And that's what she brings when we're invited to visit patients as part of Tidewell's pet therapy program. People love to see her. She really brightens their day. She makes people smile. And in end-of-life care, a smile can be a wonderful gift. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
You studied hard, went to college, and achieved your dream, but it turned into a financial nightmare. If you have federal student loans and you'd like to reduce your payments, get more time, or have your loans completely eliminated, then we have good news. With one call to Student Loan Relief Services, you can find support and guidance. We've already helped thousands of people, and we can help you too. If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans, you can qualify for payment extensions, payment reductions, or you may qualify to have your federal student loan completely forgiven. Call Student Loan Relief Services now to find out about your options. Take control of your finances and get out from under this burden. One of our student loan experts has the answers to your questions and great solutions to ease your financial burden. We're here for you. Call Student Loan Relief Services now.
Call 800-759-0203, 800-759-0203.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
When my youngest, Addie, was 2.5, she was diagnosed with leukemia. When we first heard that diagnosis, you feel extremely alone. Walking in that Light the Night light with 6,000 people carrying lights, white for survivors, red for supporters, gold in memory of those who have passed. It's the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society's hope that every year there are fewer gold lanterns. Your lantern will make a difference.
Start a team, join a team.
Help us light the night.
ABC 7's official Suncoast Hurricane Guide arms you with vital information you need to protect your family and property when severe weather threatens the Suncoast, including how to create your readiness plan and survival kit. Download yours today at mysuncoast.com.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
Oh yeah, pretty shot of the Rosemary District on this Wednesday morning.
Beautiful shot. Look at all those lights. Always a pleasant shot to wake up to on your Wednesday morning.
Lower right corner looks like the Sarasota Military Academy, I believe.
Certainly does. Right across the street from us over here at ABC 7.
Makes sense.
All right, welcome back, 5:54. Let's take a look at some of the top stories here on the Suncoast today.
A 2-year-old girl drowned while on vacation in Anna Maria Island. It happened in a backyard pool on Sycamore Avenue between Gulf and North Shore Drives. The family is here from Orlando.
Plus, the city of Venice has approved a new fire fee. Residents will pay an additional tax for years the department has struggled with being underfunded, but the council hopes this new fee will add enough money to bring the department up to par.
And new direct flights from Punta Gorda to North Carolina cost as little as $47 one way. Beer nuts are extra. The Allegiant flights go back and forth 3 times a week to Concord, North Carolina, which is near Charlotte.
Finally this hour, dozens of total strangers worked together to save a group of people from drowning in the Florida Panhandle. Take a look. Panama City beachgoers noticed a group of people in the water that were calling for help. The swimmers got pulled out to sea by a rip current, but before help could arrive, around 80 people, yes, 80 people formed a human chain. One by one, each of them braved the choppy waters to reach the stranded swimmers. Eventually, all the swimmers were back on dry land. At least 2 of them did have to be hospitalized.
Wow, good teamwork on that one.
I know.
We were on the beach last weekend, and suddenly a woman was missing her son or her nephew.
Oh.
And it caused quite a problem. I ran to the lifeguard. I said, "They're missing a kid out there." He said, "I know."
It's always amazing, though, how much everyone responds when anybody needs some help like
I
that.
know.
So it's great that the community can come together.
I know it. Luckily, in this
Literally
case,
come together,
yeah.
holding hands and help them out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They did find that boy, by the way.
Oh, good.
It's very
Glad
close.
there was a happy ending to that
Yes,
story.
there is. We'll have more local news headlines and Josh's forecast after this.